Engage West Staff Edition. We have a packed schedule of great things for you, and so I'm not speaking fast just because I'm nervous, but with intention to make sure that we get all of our information in today. So without further ado, I want to bring to you our dynamic president and the president of the USG Institution of the Year.
That was pretty cool. I have to say, on Wednesday we went for the University System of Georgia Service Excellence Awards, and we won Institution of the Year out of 30 institutions. Nancy was handing me the trophy. He handed it to me and said, "Be careful, it's heavy." I said, "You know, my dancing trophy was bigger than this." And I had a nice globe on top of it that had sparkles, the disco ball thing. So anyway, well, I think we're going to work on that next year. Well, hey, this is so exciting. We've been waiting for this day. Engage West Staff Edition, excuse me. Well, we started with faculty back in August, in September, and then now you all, because where we are at this point in Engage West. Last year was really the learning year, where we really took the leaders, we continued with the LDIs and trained for our leaders to be effective supervisors in all we do every day to create an environment for you to be successful, to continue to grow, professional development, to have the tools, resources necessary for you to be successful. But we knew the next step was you had to feel it. You had to see it. You had to see effect in your everyday life here on this campus to make a difference. And so with Aaron and the whole team, and Juanita, the staff, council, everybody came together, and my charge to them was put together what would be the staff edition, where you all have opportunity to continue to develop, to grow in your time here. My goal for you is that you make a career here at the University of West Georgia, because we have a path for you every single way along that journey, that you can grow, that you can have what you dream, what you aspire to be here, all for the impact of student success, that your life, your legacy, your time here in Carrollton, your time with the University of West Georgia is fulfilled. Because we all chose this profession, this engagement, this time of which we would be employed here at this university. And I hope, and I'm going to ask this question, how many of you are here because for the higher calling of higher education to transform lives of the students of which we engage with every day? How many of you came here to the University of West Georgia for that reason? Well, that's most of you. Our goal today, our goal as we continue to engage West, is because that will matter to you. Because when we hear the vision that UWG aspires to be the best comprehensive university in America, sought after as the best place to work, learn, and succeed, is because we believe the environment we create, that you create every day, that your impact will be on others of which you work and the students that engage with you every day. It doesn't matter if you're in the bursar's office. It doesn't matter if you're on the grounds, if you're doing whatever it is, facilities, it may be IT, whatever that is on this campus, you have an effect and impact. And when you hear the vision, those are words, and words mean nothing unless it means something to you. Unless it means something to you, that you hear the best place to work, learn, and succeed, and those words mean something, that you know what you do has meaning, has impact, and is important. So that is our goal, our outcome of the staff edition Engage West, and as we move forward with Engage West. The neat thing is people are watching and recognizing the efforts of this institution, your efforts, the work you've done, the legacy you've already left. And now, as we move forward, as we transform lives, as we engage West, we truly do want to make this the best place to work, learn, and succeed. And I know the only way to do it is with you. Each one of you matter, and each one of you will have impact. So thank you for being here today. We'll be doing this now for the next decade. All right, so get used to it, enjoy it, get on board, start growing, and let's go. Go West, go North.
Lisa is the Organizational Development Manager for the University System of Georgia. Lisa started at the USG in January of 2013 and managing all programs logistics for the USG Executive Leadership Institute and designs and facilitates professional development programming for staff at the University System Office. She is also a member of the USG's Professional Development Consortium Leadership Team. Prior to coming to the BOR, Lisa spent 13 years in administration at Georgia Tech, managing programs in several areas, including executive education, professional education, and alumni relations. Lisa has also served as an adult education instructor for Literacy Action Incorporated. Lisa earned a Master's of Education degree in Human Resources and Organizational Development from the University of Georgia and a Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies from Clayton State University. Please join me in welcoming Lisa Conley to the stage.
So, good morning. Hear me okay? Before we get started, I'd like to give a sincere thanks to President Marrero, Ms. Hicks, and the entire team that helped to put this Engage West Staff Vision Day together. Guys, employee engagement is a huge investment. I want to give you a statistic. According to a report by Gallup, only 31.5% of the U.S. workforce was engaged in their work in 2014. 31.5%. That's 1/3 of people that were engaged in their work. As a learning professional, it's great to see that UWG gets it, because clearly some of the organizations don't. As you just heard the president, you guys get it. It's so important. I want to emphasize how important and how fortunate it is that you guys work in a place where this kind of investment is made. Many organizations and many leadership teams don't understand that engagement is the key to an organization being great. You guys get it. So, to our discussion. You are the captain of your career ship. Don't let anybody else take the wheel. So I want to show of hands. How many people have updated their resume in the last 6 months? Oh, good, good. I see a lot of hands. I also saw I saw a lot of hands, but I also saw a few eyes going. So for those of you who have not updated your resume, you're selling yourself short. There is a project or projects that you are working on right now that could be enhancing your resume. I will let you off the hook momentarily, but we're going to come back to this. So you can see from the stat that we just talked about, UWG gets it. But everything doesn't always fall into place. You are in a great organization, but sometimes you have a boss that's not so great. Or maybe your immediate boss might be awesome, but the person holding the purse strings for training dollars, the department head, is not so great. It happens. If you don't take anything else away from our talk today, I want you to keep this in mind. You are responsible for your career. It would be great if everything lined up, but when it comes to our careers, we cannot be victims. We have to take control. Our situations might not be ideal, but what are you going to do about it? I want to give you an example. A colleague of mine she's in one of those difficult situations. She's continuously running into a roadblock with her manager. Every time she wants to take training, it's like pulling teeth. Even when she wants to take a free class. So she decided she's got ample vacation time. She's at a good surplus. So every now and then she just takes vacation when she wants to take a class. Last spring, before she went to the beach, on Monday she took a class from 9 to 12 and then headed to the beach. Boom. I like to call that the spin move. I love that in sports. You guys know in basketball when the point guard spins and leaves the defender in the dust, or in football when the running back spins, I'm not going to do it. Spins and leaves the defender in the dust. And I'm not a gamer, but I know they have that little button on most games that you can use. I want you to get that vision in your mind. If you have a roadblock or barrier, develop a plan that's kind of like your spin move. Is it a sacrifice? Yes. And I can hear your thoughts up here. You shouldn't have to take vacation to take a class. Of course, not at UWG, you don't have to do that. And that's one of the reasons why you're the USD Institution of the Year, because you get it. But sometimes you have to make a sacrifice. Today is an investment. Will you make a sacrifice in the present to put you where you want to be in the future? That person, she's increasing her value, she's learning new skills, and maybe soon she can be away from that not so great boss. She has a plan, and she's using her spin move. Are you willing to make that sacrifice? Are you willing to take control? Taking control and steering our own careers means there's also some reflection that we have to do. There's some questions that we have to ask ourselves. Who am I? What's important to me? What are my strengths? What skills do I need to develop? What do I want for my career? That's a big one. Because in order to get what you want for your career, you got to know what you want. Knowing yourself is one of the most important aspects of career development. Self-assessment involves spending time reflecting on our values, our interests, our personality traits, and our skills. All of these factors are important, and it helps us to determine the career path and the work environment that best suits us. For example, a person who's dedicated their life to the service, like the Pope, is very different from a corporate business entrepreneur like Mark Cuban. One's not better or worse, they're just different. But you have to reflect on your own values and what they mean to your work. At the beginning of our talk, I asked you about your resume. I want you to think of your career as your business. You got to manage it just like a CEO. Your resume is your marketing package that helps create interest in you. It's a snapshot of your accomplishments, your qualifications, and your experience. It lets a potential employer, and if you're thinking like a CEO, a potential buyer as to why they should hire you, as to why they should be interested in your product. So if your resume is part of your marketing plan, can you succeed with an old marketing plan? Now some of us manage to update our resumes when we're in a new role, and then we place them on the shelf. Are you the person that you were when you started this job? No, of course not. And as I said earlier, there's a project that you're working on right now, an important committee that you're a part of. Everyone who helped make this day a success, that should be a part of your resume. Think about this. If the decision maker for your dream role sat down next to you right this minute and asked you for your resume, do you know what folder it's in? Is it up to date? If it's not up to date, you're selling yourself short, and you have to get into the mindset of being ready to promote your business, you, at a moment's notice. Also an important part of your marketing plan, if you're the captain of your career ship and thinking of yourself as the CEO of your business, is your 30-second speech. We've all heard of having one, but how many of us have actually worked on it? How many of us actually polished it and practiced it? I will tell you, if you can prepare and get comfortable with your 30-second speech, if you're ready for those tough interview questions. Because in your 30-second speech, you answer, who are you? What are you looking for in a job? What are your skills? What do you want? What do you offer? I want to issue a challenge to you. Today is October 23rd. By the time Thanksgiving gets here, which you're due a little over a month, I want you to sit down with that person who will tell you like it is, and we all have one. Whether it's a friend, a family member, a trusted colleague, that person is not pulling any punches. Sit with them face to face, Skype, FaceTime, whatever you can do, and reflect. Reflect on these questions. Assess yourself. Get out your resume, which you will have updated. Look at your skills. Talk about the things that you're good at. Talk about the things you like doing, the things you don't like doing. And that person will tell you like it is and say, oh, you like doing that, but you're not good at it. Rehearse your 30-second speech. Make a plan. This is a time investment, just like today is an investment. This will help you. This will help you see where your gaps are. You can make a plan about what you need to do next. Again, knowing yourself is such an important aspect of career development. Out of this, you might even identify someone who can be an advocate for you. And that brings me to networking. You probably don't realize that you already know someone that can be helpful to you in your career advancement goals. If you attend church, that's a network. If you're part of your parents' group at your child's school, that's a network. If you're in part of softball league, that's a network. You already have contacts. You might open up the Atlanta Business Chronicle one day and realize that parent with the baseball hat that you've been talking to for the whole season in the bleachers works at one of the biggest companies in Metro Atlanta. Many of us in this room are products of our own university system. Your alumni association is a network. So remember when I talked about that colleague that takes a class on vacation? Guess what? The workshops, the courses that you take are networks. Lots of times you're in there with various people from different departments that you're interacting with. You may not have thought about it, but today is also a networking session. You may talk to a person throughout today that you didn't meet before who might have an active role in assisting you with your future. And I know networking can be tough. It's not my favorite thing, but it's important. The way you use the networking is important, and being authentic in your efforts. People are savvy and they see ulterior motives. Sometimes it can be natural and organic, and I prefer the sort of natural, casual, organic way. And sometimes it can be more directed, where you're going to an industry event and you're handing out your business card. You choose the way that works best for you. Outside organizations can also be a way for you to increase your skills. Say you work in business affairs, but you want to learn more about student affairs. Your alumni association, you might volunteer at your alumni association in a student affairs role. Say you want to firm up your accounting skills, learn more about finance. You might volunteer at your local community center as the treasurer. We have some big communities. There are some big churches and organizations out there. It not only provides you with additional experience, it may also lead you to a person that can assist you in your career and be an advocate on your behalf. Again, you are your company. You are your small business. It helps you gain brand recognition. Sometimes we don't use the resources that are available to us. Many of our alumni associations have some excellent career services departments. I urge you, reach back, call them. They can help you review your resume. They'll do mock interviews with you. It's all there. There are thousands of resources available in Skillsoft. Take advantage of the perks that you already have. I know later today in the program you'll be talking about going back to school. Take advantage of the perks that you do have. And I want to close with a quote from a book called Your Soul at Work. It isn't enough to long for a more meaningful work life. We have to plot a better path and then take action. We have to clearly define what we are looking for and then persistently seek it. Fulfilling careers seldom happen by chance. With few exceptions, people who find meaningful vocations do so because they assume responsibility for their journeys. You are the captain of your career ship. Don't let anyone else take the wheel. I want to thank you for including me in this great and awesome day, and I wish you exponential success in everything that you do in your career. Thank you.